evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Chuck and Lisa show. I am Chuck, and my beautiful bride, Lisa, is sitting across from me. We're running around here helter skelter, just getting ready for the show. Um, Dersh's computer was not being cooperative, was it, Dersh?
What's new?
Well, the storm had something to do with it, though. Yeah, no? Anyway, everybody say hello, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello,
What are you
Lisa.
reading?
I was reading some nasty crap that they eat in Sweden where they put herring in cans and it like ferments in their own bacteria.
That's disgusting.
They like it.
They're weird. Anyway, our vaunted producer Dersh is in the background.
Never heard of him.
He's still trying to figure out what he's doing, seeing we're running so late.
Not running late.
But once again, we did it. No, we started the show on time, but at what time was it? 6:30. You were telling me I can't get the show to go.
Yeah, 6:15. Couldn't
Oh
get
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We had a slight power failure and couldn't get the computer to reboot.
Nope. All right. So what's new, everybody? Anything with you, Lisa?
Nope. That was it. Right there.
You can have it.
That's funny. What's new with you, Dersh?
Lisa has a zit right there.
Nothing, in other words, right? You know, it's funny, when we were younger, we were always doing something every single week. You know, go to a concert, go to this, go to that.
We were supposed to go to a concert.
Yeah.
Oh, check this out. There's. We were supposed to go to a concert Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Right? They didn't tell people it was canceled till 7:20.
Nice.
I mean, I noticed we weren't going to go anyway because it was Frankie Valli, and I started reading about it, and he's 90 years old, and apparently he can barely shuffle across the stage.
They prop him up.
And he's lip syncing anyway, so we're like, you know what? Screw that. We're not going to go. So then I put the tickets up for sale. So I had my ticket thing open. And then I noticed on the ticket thing, the date went away on the tickets and it said TBA. And I was like, oh crap.
Okay.
I don't think Frankie Valli died or something. I don't know. So like, and then my daughter found it on Facebook that said it was canceled, but they didn't even send me a thing until like almost 7:30, a text and an email that it was canceled.
Wow.
And it's not really canceled. It's supposedly going to be rescheduled, but I want my money back.
Right. Hey, do you have me and Lisa on here, or just me?
Just you right now because I have an issue with some buttons over here.
Uh-oh. He's pushing buttons. Be prepared, folks. We could disappear at any moment. So you haven't seen pretty Lisa's face yet today?
Yeah, they have.
I have?
I did
I
a
was
single shot of her a minute ago.
So you just broke it?
She was in a single shot.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool. All right. Well, if everybody's boring like me, because there's nothing new with me, I sit at my computer all day and I do social media. And
yeah. Well, like I said, we were supposed to go.
Actually, I'm very busy.
We were supposed to go do something, but we didn't.
Yeah. I've decided 12 hours a day or so on the internet is plenty on 11 sites.
Nah.
Lisa was surprised the other day when I said, I'm done. She's like, what? Nah? You know I can handle it. I just don't want to do 16 hours on the internet anymore. I really don't. It gives me time to decompress and chill and put all that where it belongs before I go to sleep, you know? You ever go to sleep, try to go to sleep and your brain's just going 10 million miles? It does not work.
Nope.
You just lay there and look at the ceiling and think. Right, honey?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you got to have a break, chill out time.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you know in the year 2, Venus and Jupiter were in conjunction? This is often considered the Star of Bethlehem.
Junction.
Junction. What's your function? Which would mean BC he is 2 years off, according to this,
Yeah.
right? If the wise men went to see Jesus, I don't think he was 2 years old when they went to see him.
No.
Actually, it was.
Was he that old?
Maybe by the
It was the
time they
time
got
he
there.
He wouldn't have been in that cradle then. He'd be running around
Maybe he was in a playpen.
Yeah, he was in a playpen, exactly.
with the ponies.
Yeah.
The locals, where the angel came to the farmers, the sheep herders and the farmers, and they were at the side of baby Jesus when he was born. But the wise men weren't there till two.
Oh, I
Yeah,
never
because
thought of
they
that.
had to like follow the star.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to travel from the east to get there. So
Right. I never thought of that way.
That's
I always
why-
figured that they were there right after he was born.
well, that's why when they went to Herod and they asked Herod, "Where's the king of the Jews?" he got all pissed off.
Right.
And ordered all the kids 2 years and
All the-
younger to be
all the males.
executed. Yeah.
Yeah. Horrible man. All right. In 1866, President Andrew Johnson formally declares the Civil War over.
They never got the message.
I was going to say Alabama.
Here in Alamance County.
I don't see that, but okay.
They still have the flag, so they're confused.
Does somebody have one?
The Confederate flags?
Mm-hmm.
There's one down on
Down
the
the
way.
road?
Well, it's in Orange County. Down on the way to Jason's.
That makes sense. Orange County.
Well,
where all-
Alamance is
It's where all the rednecks and leftists live.
Did you know Hillsborough used to be the capital of North Carolina for like
Yeah.
a week?
Yeah, that's wild.
It's
pretty
cool. I didn't know that.
Not. It was more than a week, but
It was during the Civil War.
no, I think it was way before that.
Oh, was it? I thought. Oh,
Wow, that's
I'm looking it up now.
because the courthouse was taken during the Civil War as well.
Oh, it was in 1871, 1781.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Huh. Neat.
Before it was in Raleigh.
Before Raleigh.
Raleigh. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
I'm glad though, because Hillsborough wouldn't look like Hillsborough if it had become a Raleigh. It would
They
become a
met all
metropolis.
over the place. They met in New Bern, Hillsborough, Halifax, Smithfield, and Wake Courthouse. In 1781, they chose Hillsborough as the permanent capital. Then they got raided by David Fanning,
Right.
and they said, maybe this is not a good place.
Raleigh. We can be more civilized over there.
Something.
In 1920, in Detroit, Michigan, the first commercial radio station begins operations. You hear that?
The what?
Detroit, 1920, the first radio
Is
station.
that National Radio Day? Could be.
That would make sense, I guess. Huh. Remember, we're doing a show here. You can stop reading your other stuff for
I'm
a while.
closing it. I was reading the thing about Hillsborough. Shut up.
She'll be reading something else shortly.
You
She
gotta
can't
shut
stop.
up, Chuck, pretty early tonight. That's awesome.
I like it. In 1938, Lou Gehrig. Did you find Lisa on the camera yet?
1938, Lou Gehrig
Oh,
killed your
she's
mother.
He was happily married to his wife.
Okay.
And in 19, yeah.
She didn't like Jewish guys anyway.
Lou Gehrig hits
he
his.
wasn't Jewish.
He wasn't Jewish.
Did Babe Ruth date your mom for a while?
No, that
My
was his
grandma.
The grandma. And it was somebody in the
I'm
family.
well. To
That actually might be true.
actually, I'm favoring it to be truth. My grandmother was Babe Ruth's wife's best friend,
So they
and they
had,
hung out together in the wild, roaring 20s with Babe Ruth. I'm figuring orgies and menage a trois and whatever.
who knows?
Who knows?
Not me.
I was a little young to ask her those questions before she died.
Hey, Grandma.
How many orgies were you in?
Hey, that's
Did you
why
bang Babe Ruth?
That's why they call it the Roaring Twenties.
Oh, yeah, in New York City? She was a rockette, for
I
God's
heard
sakes.
Babe Ruth had a big back.
Or a folly. I can never remember it. No, she was with She was with Ziegfeld. She
You're
was a
ignoring
father.
me, aren't you?
What'd you say?
I said I heard Babe Ruth
Babe
had a
Ruth
big bat.
Big bat.
And yet wouldn't be surprised because I'm not so naive as to think, oh, my grandparents never had sex.
No, you invented sex, honey. Nobody had sex.
No,
before
you know how
you
many
did.
people are naive and think that?
A
Act
lot of
like,
people.
I know it's stupid. I mean, my grandfather was in vaudeville on the road traveling across the country with a bunch of actresses and singers. No, they never had sex either.
Nobody did. Nobody ever
You know
had
what I
sex.
mean?
I never have.
I'm sure they had.
Hey Chuck,
I never do.
No.
I'm glad we have a PG show going on here. Hey Chuck, I need.
Well, we haven't gone into the ditch fully yet.
I need to say something if you don't mind. Can I?
Yes,
Can I take
I don't mind.
Can I take the floor for a second?
Are you going to tell me to get off your lawn?
No. Daryl Johnson. Daryl Johnson.
He's been singing this all week, Daryl.
You guys are
Daryl's back. I just
Wait,
wanted to
we
get that
gotta
back
see
in
that.
your head.
cool.
Doesn't bother me anymore. I got
Nobody
over it.
bother me.
All I got to do is turn on Rick Astley over here, and I'll forget all about
Nah.
it. Never gonna give you up.
Daryl Johnson.
Never gonna. We were doing this after the show.
Yeah.
He'd do one, and then it'd go. Never gonna let you down.
Daryl Johnson.
Never gonna turn around
And Daryl Johnson, you.
and desert you. We were doing this after the show, Daryl, for real. That's purely for your entertainment. All right. So anyway, famous birthdays today. 1833, Benjamin Harrison. He was our 23rd president.
Yeah, not my
Yeah.
23rd president.
Bet you
Well, we
99%.
weren't alive yet.
Bet you 99% of the population couldn't name him.
No, I couldn't tell you which president he was, to be honest. And not anymore. You remember back in school where you had to learn all that stuff?
Yep.
I memorized it back then.
I used to have president flashcards. I used to be able to do them up until, I guess it was Nixon,
Yeah.
because I had the flashcards.
Uh-huh.
So I know some of them, but not all of them.
That was back when
Yeah.
we used to actually educate students.
Well,
Yeah.
You know when they had the book fairs at school? I
Uh-huh.
always bought weird crap, like presidential flashcards.
Yeah. Me too, Lisa.
Okay, Lisa. I don't
Oh, those sales
are
where
the
they had the
best.
book sales?
Yeah.
Those were fun.
Yeah, but I
I
always
doubt
bought,
they do that
I always
anymore.
bought, no, they still do.
Do they?
Yeah.
1974, Amy Adams is born.
You know what movie she's in, right?
What?
Ricky Bobby.
Oh, of course. Gonna make animal sounds. 1946, Connie Chung is born. TV host.
Yeah.
1948, your boyfriend's
I
born.
know.
Robert
Robert
Plant.
Plant.
Lisa waved at him, and he
Yeah.
waved back.
No, he didn't. He
He
looked
did.
up.
No, he waved.
Yeah.
He wasn't like
Yeah.
that.
One of
That's
the
'cause
best
I was
videos.
That's 'cause
We
I
were
was
in Key
joking
West.
around. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that dude looks like Robert Plant.
I turned around
No,
and went-
I said, ha ha, Robert Plant, like that.
And I turned around and went, "Yep, that's him." And she's like, "No." She's like, "Go back and talk to him." I'm like, "I don't want to." He's got his tea in a newspaper.
We didn't talk about it then. We kept walking.
Well, I was thinking that. I was like, he's got his tea in his paper. I'm not going to bother him at this time of the day.
His that music video, I can't remember whatever song it was. It's a classic. The girls was playing guitar in the background and they were spinning the guitar.
Oh, that's
Oh, you're thinking
that's
of
Robert.
Robert.
Oh,
Not
Who is it?
Robert.
Well, no, it is
Plant.
It's Plant.
I
No.
think
No,
it was
it's Robert.
Plant.
No, it's not Robert
Simply
Plant.
Irresistible. That dude.
My first wife looked exactly like them, all of them. She dressed in makeup. like
Robert
all-
Palmer.
That's it.
What is it?
Yeah, Robert Palmer.
Palmer.
Anyway,
He's dead.
Anyway, that's a cool video. I love that.
That is. Yeah.
1954, Al Roker, the TV personality they call him.
Yep.
was born. 1970, Fred Durst, a singer? Do not know.
Limp Bizkit.
Oh, Limp Bizkit.
He did it all for the Nookie.
So this show is pretty
That's
sexual.
the name of his.
I know,
the
but every
song.
turn we go so far, something sexual is
He
coming
did it
out.
all for
And
the
we're not
Nookie.
even doing it intentionally.
The Nookie.
1970, 1973, Todd Helton, baseball player. Don't know him.
Don't
Was
know.
born. 1992, Demi Lovato, the singer and actress. was
He's
born.
weird.
It happens.
Yeah.
Sad news. Spain's Maria Baños Morera, the oldest living human, bit the dust
Oh, somebody
at
said
117.
Fact check. That's a lie. You know why?
Why?
She's dead. So she's not the oldest living human.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, she only got the title from Chuck's mom when Chuck's mom died.
That's true. She was 193.
Oh my.
Or no, 346. I said.
346.
Something
Well,
like that.
how long ago was Columbus? 1492. So that would be 600 years. Well, she knew Galileo. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd say
I
1400s.
think she was a witch.
You think?
In which
Yeah,
context
thank-
do you mean which?
Yes.
Both. All of them. Huh?
Just yes. Oh shit! I love my mom, but she was a vicious piece of work.
She was a lovely human being.
Yes,
Oh,
she
yeah.
was. Of course she was.
She loved me, but she
She had to.
change that around. I loved her. I had to.
I like Chuck's dad. He
Oh,
comments
God.
on my stuff on Facebook.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, he comments more than you do on my stuff.
Well, he has nothing else to do. I have 11 sites I'm
Yeah, he also
posting to
tries
and
to
researching
He also
for.
tries to friend my friends. But I told him not to.
So you read your posts, huh?
Yeah.
What does he say?
He just likes them, or he'll say a short comment or whatever. But yeah, he's there
good.
a lot. I like it actually.
That's
Actually,
pretty
there's a lot of times I'll see Charles Nettles Jr. and Charles Nettles Sr. like back to back commenting.
Weird. He,
Yeah.
what's funny is I keep telling him he doesn't know anything about the current politics. So I've always said, read my page, read my page. The man will not read my page. I think it's an ego thing. He's like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I really do. Can't have his son knowing more than he does, can you?
You don't. He said that. Nobody knows as much as he does.
Yeah, but that's because he's so busy.
I know. I know. What is he
Excuse
busy?
me. My
Yes.
my 13-year-old granddaughter knows everything, so
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
she would be slightly ahead of your dad.
Yeah. I ought to be 13 years
Well,
old
she probably
again.
also knows how to use a computer and stuff, but he doesn't really so
That's
much.
true. Yep. Let's go flying. Go to the next one, Dersh.
Go to the next one. I didn't
Yeah.
go to the first one.
Go to the one after the one you skipped.
I didn't know we were on this. I thought we were still on dates and birthdays or.
No, we're all done with that. Catch up.
Oh.
I move along quickly.
Catch up.
I found the old lady.
You better be ready for the next show because I've got like 25 topics for you.
Is this the Air Force one?
Yes, sir.
Dang.
Air Force personnel watch Archer's midnight eVTOL air taxi during a recent test flight. So it's a VTOL plane that's also going to be a short taxi, basically. It's not going to go far.
Yeah.
And then the batteries
Like
will
an
take another
Uber?
12 hours to charge.
It's like an Uber.
Air Uber. Yeah,
Uber. Air Force.
Uber.
it's cool looking
Get
though.
it?
Uber.
Uber.
Air Force Uber. So anyway, can you wait to see them have to replace the batteries in that son of a bitch?
Ah,
Well, I might as well just throw the whole thing away and start over.
Yeah. Well, that's how cars are going to be.
There's probably all battery in that thing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Can you imagine an electrical fire?
Wouldn't you think though the wings probably have batteries in them because they don't need place for gas?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
the
I would think
wings
so.
and the
And the bottom of the fuselage.
hmm
Yeah, I was thinking the because it's got to all be balanced. So they're probably distributed through the wings and under the. Now, why don't they have solar panels on top of the wings?
Yeah, you would think that would make sense, wouldn't it? Cause
Wouldn't that make sense? You're flying up in the air above the clouds. Sun is quite bright up there.
Yeah.
You get at least some charge.
Yeah, you get at least some.
Cool.
Yep.
You should call them up and suggest it, Chuck.
Okay, the inner geek in me has to ask this. If they're using an electric motor, why not just have an alternator or generator run off that motor while it's running and recharge your entire system and have virtually a perpetual power plant?
I don't know. Why don't you ask them?
I've always wondered that because you're already driving something going around. Just put one more layer and put an alternator
I
in
don't
there,
know.
and
You
you've
think
got all the
if
electrical you need.
If it was possible, they probably would do it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be some reason why, because they don't do that in EV cars, which
Right, and
you
they
would
should.
think would think would make sense, but obviously they can't.
Put it on
Like,
every wheel.
My wife has a hybrid, and
Right.
when she's on battery mode, when you press the brake, it actually
Right.
charges.
Regenerative braking. Yeah.
It charges the battery a little bit, but there's got to be a reason why they can't do it on the wheels.
It just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, let's get. This show's already been bordering on the edge of. The next story: woman in court for having sex with a trout.
Fishy.
Alright,
That's
then.
not a fish story either.
It's a Florida trout by any chance in Florida?
They have Florida trout.
Catherine June Lee,
Julie?
58 of Tasmania, we're talking about Australia here, was in court today after being busted in 2022 for having sex with a live brown trout.
Why's it got to be brown?
June and one Ashley David Hallam, 55, allegedly filmed the act on a boat.
How do you have sex with a trout?
Well, if you could squeeze it in there if you really wanted to, but if it started biting, you could get hurt. Woo!
Ew.
And it is definitely slimy.
I don't want to know
I think
this.
trouts are kind of big.
Did you see the picture? Did you post
Well,
the picture,
I don't
Dirk?
think that's the actual picture. I think
That's the
just
brown trout.
Right. That's not the one she had sex with.
No. Well, it might have been a clip from the movie. I don't know.
No, it's just a picture of a.
That's a picture of a brown trout, but you get the idea.
There's eyeballs.
I agree. Daryl asked if you're on Facebook.
am.
I am.
He is, but she won't friend anybody.
She doesn't friend anyone.
I might.
She's a
You
hermit
can't
on
say dumb
Facebook.
things on my Facebook because I get mad.
Oh, and she'll block you fast.
Lisa's a hermit on Facebook.
So anyway,
As
enough
far
of
as-
the
As far
fish
as people that
stories.
work are concerned, I am. Can you open that?
Sure.
Please? Thank you.
Enough of the fish stories.
Yeah.
That was weird.
So apparently it's against the law to have.
Lisa sent it to me, by the way.
There,
I'm
well,
not sure.
It's illegal to have sex with a trout in Australia. That's the moral of the
so
story.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. I'm not sure
Please-
about that story. It sounds pretty
Please
fishy to me.
fail your trout sex habit. Or
Okay.
something like that.
Chuck, I'm not sure about that story. It sounds very fishy.
Okay.
We've
Here's my next question.
What?
You think they ate it after that? Ew.
maybe.
Anyway, go ahead.
After. Oh God. All right, focus. After a brain bleed, a Georgia hospital temporarily removed part of the man's skull. Employees lost the bone. The
They
lawsuit
didn't really
says.
lose it. What they did is they took it and they took it out and they set it aside, and then they forgot to mark which patient it went to.
Right. So Fernando Cluster was admitted to Emory University Hospital in Midtown Atlanta in September 2022 and diagnosed with an intracerebral cerebral hemorrhage or a brain bleed. The complaint filed on August 8th with DeKalb County State Court says doctors removed a portion of Cluster's skull measuring about 4.7 by 5.9 inches. That's pretty big
chunk.
How the hell do you lose that?
They didn't lose it. They forgot to write down whose piece of brain it was. Skull it was. They put it with the other pieces of skull, and then they couldn't remember.
That's a pretty big piece. After he healed from that surgery, he was scheduled to have the bone flap reimplanted in early November, but as he was being prepped for the cranioplasty, the complaint states Emory staff couldn't identify the bone flap belonging to him.
Apparently they have a collection.
There were several bone flaps with incomplete or missing patient identification.
Couldn't they just have written on it with a Sharpie or something?
No kidding. He's not going to mind.
Well,
I get it.
Don't you think it'd be kind of easy to match the hair?
Like a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle, right? Or maybe they make it in a square, and so they're all in a square, so they don't know which one goes to which person.
Yeah. So he and his wife are suing the hospital and unnamed staff for negligence, you think, claiming that the loss of the bone flap resulted in extensive damages, including ongoing physical and emotional pain and suffering. And suffering.
Yeah.
Every
they lost part of his
lawsuit.
head.
How long did it take
didn't
to find
lose
it?
They just don't know which one is his.
Well,
couldn't they just fit them all in there to see which one fit?
he had a synthetic one implanted
piece
in.
Missing. We only got. Where's that piece?
It's like a jigsaw puzzle.
Well, that's screwed up. He underwent surgery to have a synthetic one put in, and then they charged him for that and the extra time he was in the hospital.
No, that's not right. See, that's like the time they lost my wedding ring.
Right.
And they were going to make me another one. I took it in to get it resized.
He had to have more surgery.
Lost it.
He had to have more surgery because the synthetic flap caused infection.
So listen, they lost my wedding ring. They were going to make me another one.
I'm talking about a guy's brain.
I know, but I'm telling you this. They found my wedding ring, and when they found it, they wanted to charge me for the repair after 6 months they had lost it.
Not good.
That's not right.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did he get it? He had to have the synthetic one taken out?
Apparently he still hasn't found the real. They haven't found the real one. Yeah. He's got a synthetic one in. Because they can't find. They really lost the sucker. How many do they have?
I don't know.
That's weird. All right, let me move along. See, we tell you weird stuff that you are not gonna.
It just baffles me because you would think it's a certain part of the brain, obviously, part of the head.
Right.
You can't tell me that every single one of them are the same size and the same shape.
I know, right? What do they have, like a puncher?
No.
They punch every piece of skull out the same
this
way?
Big?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, if you're sorting through unmarked bags and you find one like this, it probably is.
Why would you have a bag of skull pieces anyway?
That's crazy. Yeah. Why do you have missing skull pieces? Maybe they died.
I don't know.
Very strange. Anyway, Switzerland offers cash prize to get munitions out of lakes.
But you can't blow them up
It's
underwater.
boom.
It's a boom?
It's a boom.
But you can't just blow them all up under the water.
Tourists enjoying the picture post.
No, right?
Tourists enjoying the picture postcard views of Lake Lucerne. I've heard of that place. Thun or Neuchâtel might be surprised to learn what lies behind those pristine alpine waters. For years, the Swiss military used the lake as dumping grounds for old munitions, believing they could be disposed of safely there. Just send down one bomb and knock the whole thing off. Besides, fishing will be so
can't.
much easier
That's
that day.
part of the thing. You can't do that.
Oh, no, I'm kidding them. They estimate there's between 3,300 tons of munition and 4,500 tons.
Jeez.
Oh, those are in two different lakes.
That's ridiculous.
Which the Swiss Air Force used for bombing practice until 2021. Some munitions are at depths of 150 to 220 meters.
Why don't they the Swiss Army take it out then?
They don't have a knife.
Oh! Bump.
Give you a layup.
I'm going to take it every time you give it. Now they're offering up to 50,000 francs or 45,000 pounds or $40,000 about, I think.
$40,000. You can just go on Wheel of Fortune and win that.
It's better than going down and trying to dive for bombs.
But you get to go to Switzerland.
You have one mistake and your day is done.
Bum. It's a bum.
Done.
They just like throwing thousands of hand grenades overboard.
Yeah. The fact that so many rounds were dumped in the Swiss lakes has been known for decades. That's pretty damn dumb. If it's a lake that people actually use,
Yeah.
you're looking at the boxes of hand grenades.
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh, look at the picture.
Yep. We'll just put those in here. We're not using them.
No, nobody will ever bother them.
No, nobody bought me.
Good gracious. So, let's see. The Alpine village of Mitzholt suffered a massive blast in 1947 when 3,000 tons of ammunition the army had stored in the mountain overlooking the village exploded. Uh-oh.
So they took it out of the mountain, threw it in the lake. That makes so much sense.
Makes sense. Well, it blew up there. So they threw it in there from there on, I guess. That's so stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all we got on that. That would be Tommy, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Tommy's here.
That is really dumb.
Alrighty. Florida doctor couldn't hear colonoscopy patient screaming in agony because he wasn't wearing his hearing aids.
Ah, that hurts.
Ow.
Can you say lawsuit?
Good, but he can't hear you.
He's been disciplined after two recent colonoscopy. Twice it happened.
There's nobody else in the room with him?
Apparently.
There has to be somebody in there.
Dr. Ishwari Prasad, 84, has been placed on.
84?
He should be freaking retired.
Why is he sticking things up people's butts when he's 84?
I don't know. During the first, he's improperly delegated medical test to a surgical tech who did not have a license to practice medicine. The tech was instructed by him to perform at least one task from a list including scope insertion, scope manipulation, manipulating the instrument over polyps or tissues, and removing polyps or tissue.
There was no anesthesiologist?
That just doesn't make sense at all. There has to be
Yeah.
somebody there.
In the second one, says that he inserted the scope before the patient was fully sedated, causing him to scream out in pain.
Ah.
I'd slap him so hard. Get away from my ass!
Unbelievable.
The insanity, man, the insanity. It really is a crazy, crazy world. And if that's not enough, let's have a ravioli fight to go with it.
Okay. Also in Florida?
Also in Florida, We do Florida man and woman stories for Dersh's sake. He lives in that insane asylum.
What happened with the ravioli?
Chuck, all I have to say is, if you
Yes?
notice, most of these stories are on the West Coast. Like the last one was Tampa. Yeah, they're on the west coast of Florida, which is where all the New Yorkers and New Jersey people move to.
That explains it.
That's where my sister's ex-in-laws live.
Yeah.
Naples.
Yeah. Over that way. When the police arrived at the residence, evidence of the ravioli attack was splattered on the victim. The latest food attack plaguing the U.S., a 21-year-old woman angry that her sister would not share grub she brought home, was arrested on a ravioli a la battery charge. Cops say Natia Davis got mad at her blood-related sister, and the victim did not allow the defendant to have any food.
If you want somebody to share the food with you, then why do you take it and throw it at them?
The miffed sister, cops allege, retaliated by throwing a plate of raviolis at her sister. When the patrolman arrived at the Clearwater property, the victim had sauce from the raviolis on her. So stupid.
Didn't we have a spaghetti attack last week?
A meatball, wasn't
Meatballs.
it? Yeah.
Florida, you like your Italian food, but boy, do you like it to fly.
Apparently. Maybe they have the flying spaghetti monster down there.
Charged with domestic battery, a misdemeanor. Davis spent the night in jail before being released Friday afternoon of her own recognizance.
But did she get more
A judge has ordered Davis to have no contact with her sister and no more ravioli fights.
No more ravioli fights.
Yeah.
Cool.
The arrest report does not indicate what kind of ravioli was used in the alleged attack, or whether the pasta was covered in tomato, pesto, cheese, or butter paste.
That's silly.
That's funny.
Hi, Dax.
Unbelievable.
Yep. All right. I like this next story.
Oh my gosh.
The world is crazy, man. Let's see. Next story, Dersh. Put up that picture of that Atari, because I just love Ataris. I must have gotten a lot better since 1975. His car.
The guy with the drag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about 600 horsepower.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got better looking since 1975
Yeah.
when I had one of these.
What did you have?
I had the Atari system.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Science code confirms being good looking is the ultimate cheat code. A recent National Bureau of Economics research study, looks and gaming, who and why, does not shock anyone if it's not shocking results. If I were better looking, I might be like people more and want to be around them more. I've always attributed this to disliking people, but maybe I need a makeover. In other words, I am enjoying Fortnite's new season. So he's not a good-looking gamer, but so I don't know. I don't play any video games anymore. I just play with 11 sites.
You're very busy, like your dad.
Except I actually am.
How do you know he's not?
Does watching NCIS 9 million times a day count
Yes.
as being busy?
And you forgot Maverick.
Absolutely.
Top Gun Maverick.
How does that count?
Top Gun Maverick 45 times.
How does that count as busy?
I don't know.
Dude, it takes time to be a gamer.
87 breathing is busy.
All right, put the picture of Scott Bloomquist up, please. One of racing's greats on dirt and modifieds and all sorts of the category. Died. He was in his own plane on it
Piper
on
Cub?
his family farm. He had long hair and a race car that was emblazoned with the number 0 with skulls and crossbones. He had 94 wins
In
It's
one
not-
series.
in
right?
in one series. I mean, he had so many. I'll just read you some of the story because he's really something else. Reddick, who won Sunday's race, gave him all the credit.
Well, he used to actually work with him in his
Right, he mentored
garage
him.
and stuff. Yeah.
He was 60 years old. The president of Bristol Motor Speedway said he was arguably the greatest dirt late model racer in the sports history.
Kenny
Sure.
Wallace also says that.
Tony Stewart said he was probably the smartest guy I've ever been around when it comes to dirt racing. What he could do behind the wheel of a race car was matched by the ingenuity he put into building his race cars. He was a force on the track and off, with a personality as big as his list of accomplishments. That's all Tony. The plane he was crashed into a barn,
His barn.
his own barn, and the remains of its sole occupant are believed to be that of Bloomquist. Well, yeah. It was a Piper J3, so it was a Cub. It's a shame. Something. Maybe he had a heart attack or something, you know?
Maybe the plane was just a piece of crap.
Oh, no.
No?
Unless it was a wicked crosswind.
I don't know. Maybe
It's
he had a death
the
wish.
plane is so easy to fly with a stick, you could fly it. And you've never flown a plane at all.
Thanks.
You've never flown a plane at all.
Although 6% of the Americans think they can win a NASCAR race.
Right. But Jason,
Seriously, they asked people stuff they thought they could do. There's
yeah,
6% of people think they could win a NASCAR race.
Yeah.
All right.
a Piper Cub is so light.
First thing, I'm
You
sorry,
could
but
turn the plane around if you had to turn it around.
Cool.
I mean,
The driver.
they think they can because they go 70 miles an hour or 80 miles
I
an
know.
hour on the highway.
Oh yeah,
But when you're doing 180, not 80, and
Yeah.
there's 6 cars around you.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I said? 6% of the NASCAR drivers can't even win a NASCAR race.
Right.
When I hit 155, that was the highest speed I got to because I ran out of exits before I had to get off.
Yeah.
When you're going
Scary.
double 75 miles an hour, you're going
Yeah.
double 75
Yeah.
miles an hour. Your front end starts getting light or walking
I
around
think
a little
the
bit.
fastest I ever went is 120. But that was like a perfectly straight road up in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason I was going that fast.
Right,
The road was perfectly straight.
right. I was going down 270.
I believe it.
But that was when it was 2 lanes on each side, not 16 lanes
Yeah.
on each side like it is now.
The military trail down in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
There's 1 or 2 people died every year because they were doing 150, 200 miles.
Oh,
an
I
hour.
believe it. So anyway, this guy was loved by everybody. He was a legend. He
It was a nut.
he was a nut. He had such fun in his life. The car he drove, a sprint car, weighs 2,300 pounds and has an 800 horsepower engine. And they go up to 150 miles an hour on Tony's straightaways on Eldora.
Oh, wow.
That's fast. The vehicles have 2-speed transmissions and no windows, only a plastic shield in the front. And Rubbin's Racing. But this guy really deserves his due. He really does. He was a legend. He's in a lot of Hall of Fames already.
Yeah.
He should be. He's in the Racing Hall of Fame. And he'll be missed.
Yeah.
He was still racing.
Yeah. He could have gone in better cars. He just didn't want to.
Right. He probably could have been in Cup if he wanted to, but he loved the dirt, which, Casey Kane. He left NASCAR and he's doing dirt.
He is. He looks the same too.
Yeah.
He really does. He really does.
He does look like he's aged a day.
Kenny's still doing dirt.
He is, but he looks old.
I know, but what I'm saying is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of old as hell and doing great, Tony Stewart is kicking butt in
First
the
of all, I
NHRA.
didn't say he's old as hell because Kenny is younger than I am.
Oh, is he?
Like a month or something like that.
Would you say old as dirt?
You said old as hell.
I did. I thought he was older. He looks older.
No, he's
all
he's
crinkly.
been outside a lot more than I have.
He's all crinkly. But we watched Tony Stewart in NHRA. He's driving the top fuel, and he's won rounds. He's gotten up to the finals. He actually won one event. He's doing really. I mean, but it makes sense. John Force was 75 when he had his wreck, and that wasn't his fault anyway. But Tony Stewart, his reactions are still as good as when he was coming to a green flag restart. You know how fast he was off the line?
Yeah.
He's still doing it, but he's just doing it with a 0.08
Yeah.
reaction time or whatever. Very impressive. All right, let's talk NASCAR.
Junior Johnson only had 50 wins.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
personally,
Didn't
before he
kinda-
became an
didn't
owner,
he kind of start when he was older?
when he got out of jail.
Yeah, that.
Well, Tony
Yeah.
Stewart only had 49.
Let's see, we talked about Richmond, right? What was the last race? Richmond?
No,
No,
Michigan.
Texas.
Michigan. Right, Michigan. That was an interesting race, wasn't it?
I thought it was pretty good
Yeah.
until it got rained out, and then I lost my number one driver, my last use.
I lost 3 drivers.
Tennessee. I lost
Right.
2 drivers, and the best driver I had was in my garage. So there you go.
I lost 3 drivers, and somebody that didn't even pick their drivers last week beat me.
We had some interesting in the top 10 this week. Tyler Reddick, of course, he won. He was his 3rd win of the year. Byron 2nd. Ty Gibson 3rd. Kyle Busch. He's been making some noise, hasn't he? Acting
Yeah,
like he
because-
wants to win real bad.
Yeah. I think he'll finally. I think he'll get one, probably in the playoffs.
I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
Still counts as a win for the year, though, right?
Right. Yeah, that's all that matters to him. He just wants that
Right.
win. He got
Yeah.
12 races to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Bradsky came in 5th. And his teammate, Busher, came in 6th.
Yeah.
That's a great day for them.
Yeah,
A
Brad
kid that-
screwed up that restart big time. The last one,
Yep.
and, he went backwards and like slowed down Blaney.
Yeah.
Hit Blaney
Yeah.
pretty hard, actually.
Mm-hmm. He did. One guy that keeps surprising, and a team that shouldn't be this good from Spire, in the 71, Zane Smith finished
Yeah.
7th again.
Nice.
He's top 10's last 3 races, I think I heard him say.
Huh.
Impressive. Suarez 8th, Denny Hamlin 9th, Carson Hocevar in the other Spire car in
Mhm.
10th.
Cool.
Starting to make some noise.
Somebody did a thing, driver consistency,
Mm-hmm.
like, where you finish them, like it's like the difference between where you finish.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like if you have a good finish. Like if you finish 20th every race, then you'd be like really consistent.
Right.
And there's like the lowest score was like a 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like some kind of formula, right? So the best score was like a 5, very consistent. You finish like within
Within
same-
5.
within this. No, it's not within 5, but you finish very close to the same
Mm-hmm.
place every race.
Right.
And then at the bottom, it was like a 16 or something.
Right.
Guess who was at the
Who?
Chase Elliott? Guess who was at the bottom?
Who?
Kyle Larson.
Well, yeah,
Because he either wins
or
he
wrecks.
He
Yeah.
wrecks, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like,
Unfortunately, the 10 times I
like,
used
way
it, he
at the
wrecked
bottom.
6.
It was like this. It was like, nah.
And he got wrecked again in
It was
Michigan.
like this. It was like, nah.
He didn't even get wrecked. He just lost the air off his own dang car when Blaney came across his rear.
That sounds painful.
He didn't hit it or touch it. He just came across it.
What was he in the? Was he getting a colonoscopy?
Maybe.
Blaney?
He might have been trying. I don't know. You'll have to discuss that with them. Oh.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I went back and looked. 6 of the 10 uses I had for Kyle Larson, he crashed out
Yeah,
or didn't finish.
that's because he's your favorite driver.
Yeah.
In other news, 11th and 12th were both Stuart Haas with Preece and Gregson. In 14th came Harrison Burton, who led the laps
Wow.
of this race.
Wow. So it's like
Yeah.
Bizarro world.
Sort of led the laps. I mean,
We did. He,
Just 'cause he
you know,
didn't
when they
pit.
were doing pit stops, he led for 20, 30 laps.
just because he didn't pit, but hey,
Well, yeah.
I'm happy the 21's in the top 15. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
makes me happy.
Yeah, that's very good news. Let's see. In news, so anybody got anything else they want to add about Michigan before I go into other stuff?
It's a
I
state.
like Michigan.
Moving right along, been there once.
I
I
like the race because it's not,
Yeah.
even though it's a cookie cutter, it never ends up being a cookie cutter style race.
What's it? Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor?
Ann Arbor.
It's not a girl.
I went there.
You went to Ann Arbor?
Hmm
Why?
It's a long story.
Oh.
Had to do with Amway.
Amway?
That's their home headquarters.
Oh, okay.
They were doing their damnedest to recruit me.
Yeah.
Super salesman. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, they wanted me bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beefaroo. Beefaroo.
Beefaroo, that's a sponsor this week.
It's a sponsor for Justin Haley and Rick Ware Racings.
What is Beefaroo?
I don't know, but
I'm
it
looking it
looks
up
like
now.
burgers.
It's a delicious, fast, casual restaurant with 8 locations near the Rockford area.
Huh. How about that? Okay.
I don't know where Rockford is, but
Illinois.
there could be more than one Rockford,
That's the most famous one.
I guess.
Eero, EERO, sponsored at Daytona, which will be the next race.
So you know the sponsor Ty Gibbs?
Who?
Ronald Reagan. Making a movie about Ronald Reagan
Right.
on his car.
Oh,
It is.
that makes
Ty
sense.
Gibbs car?
Yeah,
I think Joe Gibbs knew Reagan, if I remember right.
probably.
Oh yeah, well he was a coach in Washington.
Yeah,
Football
and
coach
he
in
was
Washington
president.
forever.
Oh yeah. They went to
No!
the White House 2-3
Joe
times
Gibbs
when they
was
won the Super
president?
Bowl. Shut up. No, when Reagan
You
was.
didn't have to say Ronald Reagan was president because we all knew that.
Shut up.
Who
No,
was president?
I said
Who?
that to you. Joe Gibbs was president, Durst.
Of
Really?
Joe
So
Gibbs
is
Racing.
is that when Ronald Reagan was coaching the Washington Redskins?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
It's also when I was hanging out with the Redskins. They were fun.
We weren't in Ann Arbor then?
We went to Ann Arbor for a week.
Oh, okay.
Closure of Stuart Haas Racing will impact over 300 employees.
Uh-oh.
323.
Yeah, but I think most of them are going to get hired.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're all the best mechanics in the land. They're going to get a job somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's see. Competition, the standings are very close for the cutoff line.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of cars within 20 points.
Cool.
It's really tight.
Is somebody in by 1 point right now?
Yeah.
Last week at the beginning of the last race, they were tied, and I don't know whatever the tiebreaker is.
I know, like, Chastain and Bubba are like 1 point apart.
Right.
Reddick's the race leader, right? I mean, the points leader right now.
How is Reddick the points leader when?
I don't know, but he is.
Well, yeah. Okay, I was gonna say because Larson has won what, 4 races?
Let's see. 16
Yeah,
are
but he
in,
missed
right?
a race,
So
right?
Suarez is on the line. Kyle Busch is only 13 points behind him
Yeah.
now.
Oh.
Ooh, he better worry about Kaibu because Kaibu is getting on a roll. Chase Briscoe is 35 points behind. And Cindric, he's too far behind unless he gets a win. So, yes, fun and entertainment.
Well, as we just said, that Larson's won a lot of races, but he either wins or he crashes out, which
Yeah.
is why he's not the points leader.
I see that car with Ty Gibbs with Reagan on the hood.
Yeah. You know who's playing Ronald Reagan?
Oh.
Dennis Quaid.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Can't you see him doing that, Durst? He's a good fit for that.
Yeah, I think so. That the makeup they gave him or did, it makes him look very much like Reagan. It's pretty.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
seen the side by side pictures.
Cool.
You know Rick Allen? I can't stand Rick Allen. You know who I'm talking about? The announcer for for NBC for NASCAR, the play-by-play commentator. He's just irritating as hell. Well, the good news is he's out. He's going to only be doing Xfinity. And Lee Diffie will be the Cup announcer now. He's been around for quite a while. What was he doing recently? Field and Track. Oh, Field and Track.
I don't even know who the guy is.
Oh, Indy. That's where he's from. Indy.
Okay.
He's been an Indy commentator for more than a
I
decade.
still think we need a guy with an accent.
You want another Brit?
They had Jackie Stewart.
I know.
He's
That
not-
was awesome.
He's not a Brit.
He was
Jackie
great.
Stewart, it was great.
I know,
He was very
right?
good.
He was.
Like somebody that sounds like he's from Monty Python.
So apparently they were listening to us through the TV when
What,
we
say,
mocked
shut
Rick
up,
Allen.
Rick.
Yeah, we mocked the hell out of
Somebody
him.
said maybe he might go with Junior over to wherever Junior's doing
God,
his
I hope-
races.
God, I hope not.
I don't know.
That's on
Amazon and
Amazon.
the other one. I don't remember
Apple?
right now. No, not Apple. Something.
Okay.
CW? No. I don't know. Oh no, breaking news. Jennifer Lopez is getting a divorce.
I didn't know she was married. I just
She's
knew
married
she...
to Ben Affleck.
Oh, right.
Remember?
Nope. I don't remember. Sorry.
Well, they were only married for like 2 years.
Hollywood marriages are just
it's right.
bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of like Bob Hope and his wife were together forever. Jimmy Stewart and his wife were forever.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
They don't do that anymore.
they're married for 15 minutes and get
Well, no,
divorced.
2 years. Remember I said 2 years? That's when they get bored with each other?
Right.
Well, so
They
many
decide
of
they're
them-
hurting their career or whatever.
So many of them meet on set and they have an emotional connection.
Oh,
and
shoot.
they-
It's 7:59.
That's
Oh, it's time to tell Chuck to shut
The
up.
Coca-Cola 400 is this weekend at Daytona.
Daytona. We went
Daytona.
to that once.
We did. It was fun, wasn't it?
That was a long time ago.
All right, tell me to shut up.
Shut up.
Thank you. Durst, what do you have to say about it?
Daryl Johnson.
Get off my lawn.
Daryl Johnson.
Get off my lawn. Hey, Durst, you didn't post the link for the show, did you?
I will.
All right, well, we don't have time anyway. So don't worry about it.
We have plenty of time.
Hey, Daryl, I need to play some video games. Why? You trying to ugly me up? So Durst and I will be back at 8:30 on doing the right side of politics. The links are on all the sites I'm on. I'm an 11 site, so you can find it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't go to any of those.
It's also in the. It's also in the.
Oh, there it is.
In the top in the chat room. So.
All right,
there.
cool.
So
All right,
there. Man.
We will be
See
back
it.
next week, assuming Durst's computer doesn't get hit by lightning.
Yeah.
Same time,
Stop
same
doing
back
that.
channel. I am not superstitious,
I
buddy.
told you I'm not superstitious either. I'm just a little stitious.
I'm not even mini stitious. So anyway,
Dishes.
you're Mrs. Stitious. Anyway, I'm out of here. We're out of here. We will see you same time next week. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Peace.
Good night, Lisa. I love you.
Bye.